What's going on, guys? It's Cimo. If you want to have the opportunity to own your very own limited edition YugiTuber Grand Championship 2017 playmat, well, be sure to check out the Kickstarter link in the description below and act fast because these aren't going to be around for long. So thanks so much again, and here's the next match. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2017 YugiTuber Grand Championship. In this match, we have Mkohl40 playing Wind Witch Invoked Artifact going up against AznPersuasion2008, who's going to be playing Kozmo. And with us for this electrifying commentary, we have none other than Nim.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So, moving into the next round here, I'm actually really excited to see who comes out on top here.
I know, we got
Both
two highly competitive players in this match.
Yeah, so it should be exciting to see like some really good plays and everything. So I'm actually really excited to see here.
Yeah, and these are like two of the, I would say, probably the top tier decks of this format as well. So, I mean,
I know Kozmo kind of actually got a little cool boost with set rotation coming in. Because you just give your opponent a Kozmo town, and that works pretty well. Because if they somehow get rid of it, you get a Kozmo from your deck to your hand, which isn't that bad.
I know, and unfortunately, it's not legal for this tournament. But I mean,
oh, you right? Yeah, I forgot. My bad.
If you're playing Kozmo in real life and you're watching this, then yes, set rotation's amazing. But you can still do a Slip Rider pop Kozmo town, and that still works. So, nice little nifty way to get Dark Destroyer to your hand. Man, remember when Dark Destroyer was at 3 gauge?
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I remember some of the combos like Blair from the Card Guys would show off where you pay like 7,000 life points or whatever, but you get a pretty cool board, you know. Even if
you're down 7,000, but it still works. That's cool because AznPersuasion had double copies of Kozmo Town, so I like this route that he took because now he has the Dark Destroyer. If Slip Rider dies in any way that isn't like getting banished, like he's gonna get a pilot, and then pilot can upgrade into Dark Destroyer. So I mean that's a kind of, I guess he kind of somewhat unbricked his hand, I guess.
Kind of, but the thing that he has to worry about though is if Robbie can bring out the Mechaba dude and then just attack over the Slip Rider, he can negate the float effect, which would in turn not be able to get us out his big ships because he couldn't get a little pilot out of the way.
That's true, and I guess Crystal Wing is the other thing he potentially has to worry about here as well. Ooh, so AznPersuasion is going to Cosmojo his own Slip Rider here, and he's going to banish the Snowbell out of the graveyard. I don't know if that's going to have any long-term effect, because if Robbie's pitching that for Twin Twister, I really don't think he needed it.
Well, then, I don't know, maybe he was planning ahead, actually, to get the little pilot out to be able to float into that Dark Destroyer.
Yeah. I think AznPersuasion obviously wanted to Cosmojo something a lot better than just like the Snowbell.
Yeah, but he was kind of stuck in that scenario.
Yeah,
you know?
like obviously if he hit like Alistair here, that'd be much better. But it's how it goes. So AznPersuasion is going to tag out for the Dark Destroyer, which is going to pop the Alistair. And Robbie, we know, now has an Invocation. But that's all we know. 3 back row coming down. And Dark Destroyer doesn't really have a lot to fear in this matchup because Morale Attack doesn't do anything.
Oh, yeah. Did Robbie not target Cosmo Town with his Twin Twister?
No, and I think that's the smart play because you don't want to trigger it because he can just get another one. So, I mean...
Yeah.
You know, he's not really going to be losing anything. I'm just curious what his back... Like, he needs to be playing, like, Storming Mirror Force or something. Oh, man. Farm Girl. This could be...
Oh, yeah, he had that back to him with the Cosmo Town. That's kind of scary. I don't know. I think not even Storming Mirror Force would be that good in this scenario, though. Like, maybe Quaking Mirror Force would be
Storming
insane.
Mirror Force!
Oh, well... I mean, it gets the job done, I guess, you know?
I mean, it stopped him from dying. I could see Quaking being arguably better because it kind of just keeps him set. But... I think in this case, Robbie just doesn't want to die, and I think he accomplished that goal.
How about Drowning Mirror Force? That would be a card.
Ooh, that would have been nasty. Yeah, because then he wouldn't have had any of the resources. So
yeah, I'm surprised people aren't playing that card as much. Probably just because it's limited to a direct attack from the other ones, right? Yeah. Yeah,
I think that's like the thing people have to worry about the most. So who knows? So AznPersuasion is going to set a card. We know he has a Tin Can and a Dark Destroyer in hand. And he set 1, so...
He's obviously got a lot for him still, so we have to hope that Robbie can pull out maybe like one of the Invoked guys, which it looks like he'll be able to do.
Yeah, because
getting himself another Alistair.
Yeah, he's got the Alistair, but funny enough though, there's nothing in the graveyard for either player right now that Robbie can even banish. So
Oh yeah, that's right.
So Alistair's just swinging in. Robbie needs like something in. He needs like an artifact or something. Oh, okay. So he's gonna. He's
got an Alistair in the graveyard, Candy, but there's no dark dude, right?
There is a dark dude, Caliga, as a matter of fact.
I've never seen what this guy does.
He's really bad.
Well, I mean, that answers enough.
Yeah, Caliga's like a really odd card. Like it's like if it gets like targeted for an activation of an effect, like you can negate all activated effects for the turn or something. Like it's a really weird card.
So like if he targets it with Dark Destroyer, he negates all other effects.
It's something like that. Like the effect.
That
it's
sounds
just getting
really
anyway.
bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's just getting Regeki'd, so it doesn't even matter.
You just gotta stop the confusion before it starts, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Robbie. I'm maybe Robbie just wanted to get something out there, I suppose, but I don't even know. But Kozmo Town's been putting in work.
Yeah, I think Kozmo Town's been particularly really good because you just keep keeping the graveyard empty of anything that like might give Robbie an edge to summon something good.
Yeah.
Just being able to add back whatever goes to graveyard, you know?
Oh man, that double Slip Rider he put back for Kozmo Town, and he could just end on Tin Can here, or he could just try to go in with the Destroyer. Ooh, Robbie has Sanctum, though, so this will be interesting.
I don't know how good that is, because Moltak comes out and he just tags out the Cosmo Tin Can.
So the interesting thing about this is maybe Robbie wants to force the Dark Destroyer out, but the cool thing is Moral Attack doesn't target. So Asian Persuasion has to tag out here, otherwise he loses his Tin Can. But since he's going to chain, now Robbie can just pop the back row instead. So
is it any card or is it
any card?
Okay.
Oh,
what?
He's choosing the Dark Destroyer.
Oh, can it not be targeted? I thought it just couldn't be destroyed.
No, Morale Attack, or no, Dark Destroyer can't be targeted. Morale Attack doesn't target though.
Oh, okay. I thought Dark Destroyer couldn't be destroyed. Okay, well.
So
that's insane.
He's
and
going
still,
for the
you
Dark
get to
Destroyer.
float.
Yeah, he's going to get to float down. I'm really curious what Robbie has if he chose the Dark Destroyer for the target.
Mm-hmm.
Because Asian Persuasion can float down into a Forerunner here, a Landwalker.
You can go into another Slip Rider and pop that other back row there.
Go into Dogfighter and just start getting tokens or something. I mean,
Dogfighter.
Hey man, Dogfighter can get like insane if you like leave it out long enough.
I don't know. Forerunner seems like a safe choice, though.
Yeah.
Keeping it not like in the theme of not being able to be targeted by stuff could be really beneficial.
I think so. Yeah, I think that's the strength in this matchup because Robbie has so few. Ooh, E-Telly.
Ooh.
Oh, and Robbie just surrendered
Robbie just
on the
concedes.
E-Telly. I mean, I think I would have too because depending,
Spooky
unless you have another
stuff.
storming, like that's over.
Yeah, just grab another Cosmo Farm Girl and end it there.
Yeah. So. That was particularly interesting. But like I was saying, I definitely think the strength that Kozmo has is that the only outs, like we were discussing before, that Wind Witch Invoked Artifact really had to Kozmo is like Crystal Wing, Makaba, and then I guess Morale Attack if you really want to consider that an out.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be
I don't know if Robbie's deck is actually... Well, I mean, I don't know. I think Robbie's deck is probably more beneficial to go first in this scenario. Or maybe even, because you get to set up your back row and everything, so...
Oh, absolutely. No, you definitely want to go go first in this matchup because you just need an open and ice spell for Crystal Wing. Mm-hmm. And then not to mention your Sanctums, just your Invoked engine. Like, you can set up a really nasty board going first with this deck.
It sounds like he has a good way to like make Mekabut too and everything on turn 2. Like if he can just drop the Mekabut and then like I guess beat through his guys and like deny the floating, that seems pretty good. So it seems like a solid turn 2. But just being able to get a light in the graveyard, it's more difficult than it sounds. Even though every Cosmo card's a light, just none of them actually hit the graveyard. So
well, the artifacts are light as well. That's kind of where the synergy comes in. And he can even end on a turn 1 Crystal Wing plus Raijin because the Wind Witch monsters are wind. So,
that'd be insane.
Yeah, so that's like the turn 1 boards this deck can produce are pretty nasty. But it really is just going to depend how Robbie can draw and stuff here. So
it seems like just Cosmo's heavily favored in this matchup, though, all around. Because like even talking about Raijin, like that doesn't seem like it does too much.
Oh yeah,
like
in this matchup, I agree. But I mean, just overall, just being able to set up a board like that's pretty good. But I agree, Cosmo, I definitely think is more favored. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be setting up now. I know they had those technical difficulties, so I think they still need to quickly side here.
Oh, yeah, so they're going to side deck here.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm curious to know what the side decks are, because that's why I like kind of seeing them in some of the matches that people record. Because this format for this tournament's kind of all over the place.
Seeing what people prepare for would be interesting and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Because there's so many things that, could come at you that you really don't even know. And we've seen stuff come out of nowhere. You've seen, stuff like Satellar Knights and, Fluffles and, all this other crazy stuff. So, who knows?
Wonder if Robbie's gonna end up, if he actually moves on. What if he ends up plays gadgets for one of them?
I think, yeah. I mean, as we know, Robbie's really competitive, so he's gonna probably play all the best decks he can, and maybe if he makes it to the finals, or maybe even the semifinals, or if he plays someone I don't know, someone fun he wants to play against, maybe they'll, do a fun match
whip out
that.
the gadgets, Gadget boy.
Is that what you want to see?
That's what I want to see. I want to see some gadgets getting played. If I see Yellow Gadget, I'll be a happy boy.
Is Yellow Gadget your favorite Gage?
Yellow Gadget is my favorite gadget.
I'm personally a Green Gadget guy myself. But...
Green Gadget guy? Green Gadget's ugly. Out of all of them, it's just the most tubby. I don't...
It is the most tubby because it has the most attack. All right, so they're finally sided up. Robbie's elected to go first, which is obvious. And
solid opening too, though. Getting the magical meltdown there to be able to get Alistair.
Yep. Any hand at this deck, you open Terraforming. You pretty much, you're gonna cycle through 3 cards immediately. That's why I love that you can just get. There's so many ways to get to Alistair in this deck. It's crazy.
Oh wow! What a hand!
4 back row.
4 back row plus the Invocation in hand and magical meltdown.
Well, the Invocation could be set too. Because it could just be bluffing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Agent Persuasion with the Allure. We got no Ghost Ash in this format, so. And now, if you're Agent Persuasion, you know that Robbie plays Sanctum. You know that Robbie plays Storming, so that's something you need to kind of be cautious about. Solemn Strike probably is something that Robbie plays as well, I imagine, because, this deck just plays a plethora of traps.
What would you think would be some of the more staple side deck cards that would maybe find their way into Robbie's deck for this matchup?
I don't think he'd play System Down, but it's a possibility. I saw a few
Is
side
Cosmic
decks...
Cyclone legal?
Yeah, Cosmic Cyclone's legal. Ooh,
that'd be kind of a cool card, but I think Twin Twisters is more the favored choice in this format, just because you're going to be seeing a lot more oddball decks.
But the scary thing is, Robbie's playing artifacts, so
that Twin Twister might backfire.
This could backfire heavily depending on what
happens. Even though
Ooh.
If he hit, there's Cosmic Cyclone
there
I was talking about. But even if he would have hit a Sanctum, it wouldn't have gotten full value because it wouldn't actually be able to pop anything on the field. So
he'd still get the summon though. So
yeah.
I guess ultimately it's fine. And Agent Persuasion, just Tin Can set 1 pass, and Tin Can is probably going to resolve unless Robbie has a strike or something in response. But
that Cosmic Cyclone would have been looking rather nice.
Agent Persuasion did hit the Storming Mirror Force. That's a very good card to hit with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. If you're Agent Persuasion, or excuse me, if you're Robbie, maybe you sided Kaijus just to out the Dark Destroyer. I'm not really too sure. System Down obviously is good, but it's very limited in its use because Kozmo's really the only machine deck I can think of that would really
ABC's not in this format,
correct.
So...
Yeah. But, if people are fearing Kozmo, it's something... Because you can switch your deck every round. You just have it for one side deck, and it's no big deal. So play back to Robbie now.
Now, there's actually a Forerunner in the graveyard there, but Forerunner's a dark, and Dark Destroyer's a dark. So obviously, if he wants to activate Invocation, he can bring out that poopy dark dude again, but that's not going to be what he wants to do.
Oh, and Robbie drew into a second Alistair, which is okay sometimes, but not when you don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he has Forerunner in hand, I believe?
A Forerunner or the... Yeah, Forerunner is in hand, so that tag out could be coming up rather soon here.
Yeah, Robbie does have the potential for a rank 4 Xyz here, but he's gonna, elect for the Caliga instead. He could still technically rank 4 Xyz here. But
I don't know what rank 4 he could have made, though, that would have been beneficial. Maybe I was going to say Castell. I was thinking about it, but nah, that's really bad, actually. The more I think
Utopia
about
the
it.
Lightning isn't terrible because
Utopia Lightning would be crazy, actually, because he's able to get around that tin can.
Yeah, and you know his Dark Destroyer's in the graveyard, so the only thing you have to worry about if you're Robbie at this point is if AznPersuasion has a Call of the Haunted, because then
Or like a Cosmojo. But even the
That's
Cosmo
true.
Destroyer's banished now, actually, so...
Yeah, that's true. So maybe that's why Robbie chose to use the invocation to banish the to banish the Dark Destroyer so that there's no longer that target there for AznPersuasion.
Mm-hmm.
Which that would have just been some really smart thinking, but he's going to tag out for the Forerunner, presumably. He might even go up. He could go up into like a Farm Girl or something because Alistair can't run over it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be curious to see what he's going to choose to go into here.
Going back to the strange level 4 dude.
Ooh,
Does Cosmojo target?
Dogfighter.
Oh, there's your Dogfighter you were talking about.
What were you saying though?
The strange level 4 bro. Does it work around Cosmojo?
The fusion?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure because it's such a weird card. And I don't even remember like how the effect fully works. But again, as we can see, it hasn't really been doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there we go. The Max
C for the Dogfighter. So
that's probably the most value it'll get all match, honestly.
Yeah, because he could get potentially another tag out here. But honestly, if you're AznPersuasion, just switch both your Dogfighters and just kind of swing in.
Mm-hmm.
Although Kaliga could withstand it because if Robbie chose to discard Alistair, Kaliga would actually go up to 2,800 defense. So, he's going to let it go. Okay. Because I believe Alistair boosts with its hand trap effect. I believe it boosts defense by 1,000 as well.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, it's not worth keeping around because it's not like the Dogfighter is going to get destroyed or anything.
This Dogfighter's actually looking rather scary too, because I don't think Robbie has like a board clear option.
And he just scooped it up. That's
wow.
That's it. So that's gonna do it. AznPersuasion is going to move on, guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. We'll see you in the next match.
1, 2, 3, 4.